go.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Game 11 of Cactus Cup 2026. I am Colonel Angus.
And I'm Scar Trek.
We are here announcing for this game where Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars are taking on Nuclear-Free Roller Derby. It'll be a fun game. I'm excited for it. Should we get some rosters out of the way real quick?
Let's do it. Let me introduce Nuclear-Free Roller Derby. They're wearing white this afternoon. The NF Bombs coming out of Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. Number 1111, Joe Means Joe. 113, Dank the Tank. Number 14, Cakes. Number 1430, Red Streaks. Number 18, Blade. Number 22, Sriracha. Number 315, Toast and Jam. 4242, Smash and Dash. Number 5, Bad Kitty. Number 56, Mac Daddy. Number 713, Rennie. Number 75, Bam. Number 838, Your Captain, Twitch. And number 911, Killer, Ella.
And for the Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars, we have 0, The Knockout, 01, Goldilocks, 12, Soccer Blue, 22, Mimi Mahler, 24, I'ma Blow Baya, 313, West Coast Mafia, 3381, Helenati, 38, Colette Razorcat, 4, Sherman, 44, Cherry Kiss, 7, Skatey Katie, 710, Gail Satan, 84, Jawsbreaker, 88, Ms. Murder, who is your captain, and 95, Lightning the Queen.
So we're back in the elimination bracket with this game. This game and the next one are our semi-final matchups between the two teams who won yesterday in their matchups. So big win over Cherry City for the Arizona All-Stars yesterday. The score for that one was 257-68, a decisive win. Nuclear Free Roller Derby won over SoCal 167-133, so a little bit of a closer matchup. But this is the number 10 team in the WFTDA West region, Arizona All-Stars, taking on the number 14 team in the WFTDA West region, and we're just weeks away from the rankings cutoff, so this is an exciting matchup. Nuclear Free looking for a win.
We're to that point in the tournament where these games are going to start getting closer, especially as the teams pull through with their wins, and I know Nuclear Free is looking to do some movement in the rankings here, so hopefully they can beat that point spread. If not, do a little better.
Yeah, the prediction both on the WFTDA predictor and the Flat Track Stats predictor was a ratio of about 2-1. So if Nuclear Free can do better than that in this game, they might find themselves moving up and within reach of a bid to the California West Region playoff.
Completely doable, from what I've heard.
Yeah, Nuclear Free, a really strong defensive team. We saw them flex yesterday in their game against SoCal. But Arizona definitely the favorite here.
I'm excited to see how this one pans out. We'll see in the first few jams where that momentum comes, on whose side that momentum decides to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And
words are hard.
Words. We got a ace producer over here, Punky Pie, doing the live stats for us. So we'll be bringing you lots of info throughout the call. Thank you for joining us. I see a lot of support in the chat already for the NF Bombs coming out of Alberta.
Looks like we got a couple teams lining up, getting ready to start here within the next 40 seconds.
Lining up on that Night Owl Jammer line. You can come for the pizza, stay for the fun. Night Owl Pizza and Drinks kick back on the patio while the weather's prime. They're open daily 11 a.m. to midnight, and on the weekends they're open till 1 a.m. You'll catch me there tomorrow night for the after party.
You should be. It is great food. I have been there several times, and just grabbing a slice at a time, can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
As that clock ticks down, waiting for our jam timer to give the official, there's our rolling whistle, and the game is gonna start, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else that I know. Jam is on with West Coast Mafia taking the line for AZRD as jammer, and Mac Daddy for Nuclear Free. West Coast Mafia out first for our first lead jam of the game. Mac Daddy still trying to work their way through, trying to take that middle against Sherman up front. Sherman doing some work, but Mac Daddy breaks free, and West Coast Mafia decides to call it before they could come around and score any points. So that starts us off. 4 for Arizona, 0 for Nuclear Free.
Thank you to one of our event sponsors this weekend, Rude Chicks, roller derby clothing made for the whole family. All skate, no hate, since 2008. Thank you to Rude Chicks for being an event sponsor of Cactus Cup 2026. We're lining up for jam number 2, Arizona with first blood.
Let's see if Nuclear Free can come back with a lead in this one. Red streak's up for Nuclear Free up top, trying to work across a triangle of blockers. Gail Satan taken to the outside by number 5.
That was Bad Kitty with the takeout.
Bad Kitty.
Sneaking around the inside line. That's Red Streaks picking up lead jammer for Nuclear Free.
With Gail hot on their heels. Both coming around for scoring passes. Red Streaks decides to call it off. With Arizona picking up 1 out of that.
Sneaking in that point, stealing it out from under.
Sneaky, sneaky Satan.
Nuclear Free roller derby still held scoreless even with that lead jammer call in jam number 2. No penalties logged yet in the game.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, cursing it for sure.
Up on a Night Owl jam line. Looks like we have Soccer Blue for Arizona and Nuclear Free smash and dash. With Soccer Blue out first.
Well out of play at the top of the pack there.
Cover already off for smash and dash. As Soccer comes back through for a scoring pass, easily breaking through and pushing blockers out of their way.
Jammer for Alberta still stuck on the defense. Sherman handling the Alberta jammer right now. Long drawback as we're in for another scoring trip for Arizona. 8 points on the jam so far.
Smash and dash takes that cover and passes it off. We have Toast and Jam now as our jammer of record. As Soccer comes through for another 4 points, bringing total to 12 so far.
Nice defensive formation at the back of the pack.
Soccer using her own pivot to get through. Nice little push from their pivot.
Great track coverage on the defense from Arizona. Nuclear Free's pivot still stuck on this initial trip as AZRD laying down the points.
Coming out hot and heavy right in the first few jams. Trying to break that pack up front, eventually gets them out of play, comes through for another big 4. With another 20 seconds left in this jam yet, folks. There is still time to score.
Okay, Nuclear Free NF Bombs make it out of the pack with the star on the star pass, and that's gonna put the pressure on for Arizona to call this thing off. Soccer Blue wait until the last moment.
With a huge 24-point jam.
I wonder if they'll top that one.
I don't know, that's a good question. I'm excited to see if it will actually happen.
I don't know if we've had a jam over 24 this weekend.
We have not yet this weekend.
Yeah, I don't
not that I've seen.
one.
It's very rare you get even 24 anymore.
Yeah, and at this tournament, the teams have been so well matched in general that no one's running away with it like that.
There's been a lot of times where jammers have come through and gotten caught on their scoring pass or second scoring pass, leading them to 8 or under points.
Yeah.
On the line for Arizona, we have Jaws Breaker versus Joe Means Joe for Nuclear Free. Both jammers trying to work their way through, with Jaws Breaker working their way out first for lead jammer.
Arizona isolating the pivot with a knock to the inside line. NF Bombs have their defense set up at the back of the pack. Multiplayer block is going to send one of NF Bombs' defenders to the penalty box as Arizona with a nice 4-0 pickup.
Wisely calling that off as the NF Bombers jammer was coming around working on some points of their own.
3 out of 4 lead jammer calls have gone to Arizona. We've got team total penalties, 1 for Arizona, 2 for Nuclear Free.
Coming up on Jam 5, folks, on the Night Owl Jammer line. We have West Coast Mafia versus Mac Daddy. West Coast Mafia for Arizona, Mac Daddy for Nuclear Free. West Coast skirts along that outside. Still waiting for the call.
And that's a track cut.
Oh, that is a track cut on West Coast Mafia heading
Looked
to the
a little
box.
unsure about whether there was a need to yield there.
Rightly so.
Yeah.
When in doubt, yield.
Yeah.
But that brings us to our first Brick Road Coffee Power Jam of the game, folks.
Big opportunity for Alberta here. Mac Daddy spinning around the last defender. Clear to score now on the Power Jam. Oh, which has already come to a close.
That was a quick 30 seconds,
It
folks.
was.
It goes faster than you think.
Quick pass by Mac Daddy. Hopped over the line and
We have a star pass for Arizona to number 95, Lightning the Queen. As Alberta sets up in the back, then decides to move to front last second to take on Lightning the Queen.
wow, the spin moves on display. Lightning the Queen, making it look easy out there.
Oh, Mac Daddy taken to the outside by West Coast Mafia and gets a track cut for their troubles.
Yeah, that was West Coast Mafia with the nice track cut pull there, creating a Power Jam opportunity for Arizona All-Stars. They have opened up a big lead, Angus.
They have. Hopefully Alberta realizes that and they need to do something to take away that momentum from Arizona if they want to get back into this one right away. Blockers jockeying for position as Lightning the Queen comes back around for another scoring pass.
Arizona sitting Nuclear Free Jammer down at the back of the pack.
That jam comes to its natural 2-minute conclusion. The final score on that one, 13 for Arizona, 8 for Nuclear Free. So it brings our totals up to 46 for Arizona and 8 for Alberta, Nuclear Free.
Yeah, Nuclear Free on the board. Remember, they're looking for that 2-to-1 ratio. They want to beat that ratio against the higher-ranked Arizona All-Stars. But right now, 46-8, 22 minutes left to go in period one.
In the chat, I can't confirm it, but Booty Queen says, I think there was a 28-point jam at some point this weekend.
Okay. Unofficial stats from Booty Queen in the chat.
Thank you, Booty Queen. I know you're probably paying more attention than I am right now. Nuclear Freeze Jammer, Red Streaks working their way out front against 3 Arizona blockers.
Threatening to get lead jammer call at the top of the pack, but Arizona's defenders saying no.
Mimi Mahler heading to the box for a direction penalty. It's so easy to get those direction penalties in that corner because those angles are just, they're tough.
Yep.
Gail Satan working their way through. Earns lead jammer skirting along or skipping along that outside. That was almost 45 seconds without a lead jammer.
Gail Satan.
Whistles everywhere.
Yeah, Gail Satan sneaking around the defense there with a side surf.
Right now, 2 Alberta blockers in the box, which gives Gail Satan the advantage. Nice little pop out by 113, Dank the Tank.
Not able to cover that track with just 2 defenders, so Gail Satan picking up another 4 points for Arizona All-Stars.
Alberta's jammer finally out, Red Streaks hat in hand.
Looking a little shook, too.
I don't blame them. Those are some tough walls on both sides.
One final hit coming out of the pack by Rennie. But that was a big 12-point jam for Arizona. 58 points, playing Nuclear Free at 8. 20 minutes left to go in period one.
I believe other than that first jam, we've had multiple past jams so far.
Thank you to Sisu, engineered for elite athletes. Sisu mouthguards offer unmatched protection and comfort with innovative features that keep you focused on your game. Get the best in mouth protection, Sisu.
I love my mouthguard. I use it every time I play.
Well, good. Sounds like the right thing to do. Soccer Blue taking on Smash and Dash in jam number 7. No pack is called. And that's going to get lead jammer status for Arizona All-Stars.
That's a second lead jammer for Soccer Blue.
Star pass for the NF Bombs. Gets the star out of the pack, gonna put some pressure on. One defender to beat up at the top of the pack for Arizona's jammer. Makes it out, calls off the jam.
Soccer with a little shake and bake to get that last point out of it.
So I think we're gonna see the team from Alberta start to really rely on the star pass to keep these jams under control and limit the scoring by Arizona.
Say, Trekkie, they're gonna need to if they want to keep this score to that 2-to-1 ratio.
Exactly. Well past it at this point. Arizona's opened up a big lead, but they're the higher ranked team, and Nuclear Free has a chance to adjust and adapt and get back into this thing.
It's going to come down to if they can adjust, or on either end, defense or offense. We have a lead jammer for Nuclear Free. That means Joe is out front.
That's the second lead jammer call for Nuclear Free in the game so far.
Jawsbreaker has a hat in hand, gets taken down in the middle of the track out front.
That was Killer Ella with the knockdown.
But Jawsbreaker gets a forearm. Headed to the box, we have another Brick Road Coffee Power Jam.
Joe, a dangerous jammer to have lead jammer status on a power jam for the NF Bombs. And no pack is called, so passive offense the strategy here as Joe picks up 8 points so far in jam number 8.
Passive offense is a nice strategy when you're down a couple blockers. It saves your blockers a little trouble.
Yeah, Joe not slowing down as
a jammer coming in with speed, that's dangerous.
Yep. Arizona back up to full strength on the defense. Multiplayer block. Sending number 44 to the penalty box. That's Cherry Kiss having a seat.
Other than the Arizona pivot out, we've got the rest of everybody on the track. Alberta with a full complement of blockers. Jawsbreaker working against that rear set of blockers from Alberta, and they are at a standstill, folks.
Yeah. NF Bombs have found Arizona's jammer in corner number 4, and they have stopped the progress.
It is a great feeling as a blocker when you can stop that progress, especially with that bleeding that's happened right away in this game.
So a 16-point pickup here by Joe in jam number 8. Big win for
Big jam. I think they're going to put another 4 up. We've got a 20-point jam from Joe from Nuclear Free.
Okay, so there's that 2-to-1 ratio we're aiming for.
We're back in it.
Back in it. So 16 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in period 1, lining up for jam number 9. Yeah, first scoreless jam for Arizona. Nice job for the defense on that power jam.
Coming up in the next jam, we've got West Coast Mafia for Arizona as the jammer, and for Nuclear Free Bombs, we have Mac Daddy. West Coast working their way to the outside, takes lead jammer in corner 2. Mac Daddy still working their way through, taking a big hit by Amablobaya.
Long recycle for the NF Bomb jammer as West Coast Mafia threw for points for the Arizona All-Stars.
Mac with a nice little one-footed spin on the outside, but does go out of bounds and gets the cut.
Ooh, track cut. So a power jam now for the Arizona All-Stars. Wow, NF Bombs really bridging things out.
Trying to bridge out to that last foot. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes it does work if you've got that last blocker can take that jammer out. Doesn't always happen, but you got to try.
8 points was the pickup for the Arizona All-Stars there on the power jam. NF Bomb jammer iced in the penalty box as we start another Brick Road Coffee Power Jam. But first, let's do an official review. What do you think? Angus headed down to the floor to see what this is all about. But in the meantime, let me thank one of our event sponsors, Changing Hands Bookstore, operating as a community-focused independent hub in Arizona since 1974, aiming to connect people through books, ideas, and events while fostering a welcoming, socially responsible space. Thank you for their support, Changing Hands Bookstore. We appreciate it. Seems like a great business. Quick update on the penalties for Arizona All-Stars. We've tallied up 8 total team penalties, 2 players with 2. And over on the NF Bombs side of things, we've got 11 total team penalties, 1 player with 3, 2 players with 2.
Trying to get the cut rescinded. I'm out of breath.
Okay. So I'm assuming the cut on the NF Bomb jammer?
Yeah, they're trying to get it rescinded. They're saying that the jammer did not have time to seed their cut.
Okay. Didn't have that chance. You do need a second to figure out you've done it and then go back. Okay, I'm going to take the next one for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a long trip from the table to the floor. It really is.
It really is. And you'd think after playing derby as long as I have, I'd be a little more in shape.
We're nearing retirement. Yeah, if you can bounce your jammer out of the penalty box, that is a worthwhile official review to call. So the official's discussing that right now. And we are rolling up to the second half of the first period. Arizona.
When you're down by 42 points, you do not want to start on a power jam. Or you do not want your opponent to start on a power jam, sorry.
Yeah. Arizona has been very much in control of this. I think kind of controlling the pace of the game in addition to the lead jammer calls and other aspects of what's going on.
They really have. The momentum has been going their way.
Okay. Love you.
Let's take a look at the chat. Where we got going on in here. Go Dank the Tank from Hard Candy. Lots of support for the Alberta team. Oh, I see Ham Wheezy saying West Coast is the best coast.
We got Janice Linton saying that was a nice block, Ima. I concur.
Yeah.
That was a very nice block, Ima.
So
Waiting to see if they retain.
it's looking like a no.
It's looking like a no. I do not see a plus sign on the scoreboard.
Right. So Nuclear Free not going to retain that official review for period 1, but they will get another one for period 2. Don't worry.
But like we said, it was a good try.
And we're not too far off of that 2-1 differential we've been talking about for this game. If Nuclear Free can beat that, they're going to come out ahead on this, even with the loss. So keeping an eye on that differential as we go through this both elimination game in the bracket, but also really important game for the bid to playoffs.
This is true, and that is coming up sooner than we think.
Yeah. Rankings cutoff is April 1st, so we are quickly approaching that.
While we're in an official timeout yet and waiting, I'd like to talk about 888. The certified sweat saver from 888 delivers top-tier safety, unmatched fit, and pro-level protection for derby, vert, and everything in between. Developed, tested, and trusted by the best. Try one for yourself. I do like the sweat saver. I tend to sweat just standing still, but on the track, I've been known to drip a little.
Yeah, my favorite memory of roller derby moments as a player was leaning over and having the waterfall of sweat come out the front of your helmet. I'm sure you're familiar.
I am very familiar with that.
That's what the sweat saver is doing for us, helping us soak that business up.
Thank you to those at 888 that recognize those of us who are sweaty beasts.
Sweaty individuals. Well, it looks like the Power Jam is going to persist into jam number 10. So let me thank our sponsor of the Power Jams this weekend, Brick Road Coffee, built to be a welcoming space where everyone can show up exactly as they are and feel like they belong. From drag brunches and community meetups to chill co-working and comfy creative space, Brick Road is a home base for connection, kindness, and community, serving great coffee while building that community brick by brick.
I could use a little coffee right now. Get to the end of a day of Derby tournament. And we're back in Jam 10 with Gail Satan on the line for Arizona Roller Derby and Nuclear Free. Mac Daddy still in the box awaiting to be released. Gail Satan is, however, out for the lead.
Arizona with a player isolated in the back. They've got the pack split up. Really effective way to manage a power jam.
Gail bouncing around through those blockers, working their way through for a 4-point scoring pass. Mac
Nice.
Daddy back in, but looks like a low block is sending Mac Daddy back to the box. So we've got a double power jam, a power start and a power jam all in one.
Yeah. See what Arizona All-Stars do on the offense. They've got players isolated in the back, just pulling the defense apart, separating them, super effective way.
Managing that pack right there. Good pack management does help your jammer out a lot.
Absolutely. It's all glamour to the jammer, but I like to call out the blockers.
The blockers, oh my gosh. In order to manage that pack and see where it's at without spreading it, Gail Satan being sent to the box. Along with Skatey Katie, their pivot.
That was a forearm penalty to Gail Satan for the power jam now. Going to NF Bombs out of Alberta. Arizona looking depleted on the defense out there as well.
So we do have a full 2-minute jam, which leaves us only 20 seconds left after everything that's come and gone so far.
Mixing it up in the pack. Mac Daddy having some trouble with Arizona's defenders right now.
Should be less of a problem as another Arizona blocker, Mimi Mahler, goes to the box. But it's a 2-for-1 turn as the Arizona jammer comes out of the box as well as their pivot. But that jam ends with Arizona scoring 12, Nuclear Free, nothing. That brings our total score currently to 82-28 in favor of Arizona.
Palindrome, so you know what to do.
Ooh.
Hydrate yourself with your beverage of choice. 13 minutes left to go in period one. 85. Oh, lies. No more palindrome. 85-28.
Aww. As long as you hydrated for a short bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you should hydrate anyway, but it's more fun when there's a reason. Starting Jam 11, we have Soccer Blue on the line for Arizona, Nuclear Free, Red Streaks, but Soccer Blue is out as your lead jammer. Coming around hot for a scoring pass. Soccer Blue engages that front tripod of Alberta.
The no pack was called there, but the blocking continued. No one headed to the penalty box. Soccer Blue picks up 4 points for Arizona All-Stars. And a sneaky stash gets the star out of the pack for Red Streak. Nuclear Free eligible to score now. That's going to force the call off.
So far, I'm not 100% sure if Punky can tell me, but is that the lowest that Soccer Blue has scored so far? That is not. They did have a 4-point jam. So that was 8 for Soccer Blue, 0 for Nuclear Free.
So after that last jam with Mac Daddy, I see that Mac is in some trouble. 4 penalties tallied so far. That's an important jammer for the NF Bombs, so we'll keep an eye on that. Underway, though, right now with jam number 12, Smash and Dash taking on Hella Naughty.
I believe this is the first time we've seen Hella Naughty on the line. I am told I am correct in that statement.
Absolutely incredible track coverage by Arizona All-Stars.
Hella Naughty working their way through for lead jammer for Arizona as that pack spreads out in the back.
Nice blocking by Cherry Kiss. Long drawback there on the NF Bombs jammer. Pack really split up.
Hella Naughty through for a scoring pass of 4.
Star pass now for the NF Bombs. 1 to beat at the front. That's Sriracha taking the star, making it out of the pack as the pivot.
Naughty coming through, trying to get another 4 points before the other jammer comes through.
Ooh, coming in hot. No points picked up by Nuclear Free Roller Derby, but put the pressure on. Arizona limited to just 7 points. 100 points tallied 20 minutes into this game by Arizona All-Stars, playing Nuclear Free at 28 points.
Let's hope the Alberta blockers and Nuclear Free blockers can start working those jammers, getting a few stops in there and bringing that score a little closer. As I jinxed it, and West Coast Mafia for Arizona is out within the first couple seconds.
A tap out of bounds by number 85, a bruiser out there. Is it 84?
95.
95, thank you. Lightning the Queen. The long run back.
Oh, West Coast goes to the penalty box. What penalty was that?
Let's see, West Coast 313. That was a back block.
So we've got a 2-minute jam, but we have a Brick Road Coffee power jam in favor of Nuclear Free. Nuclear Free trying to play a little offense to get Joe Means Joe out.
Ooh. Lots of impact in the pack. That was Sherman taking a spill on the straightaway. Now bridging.
Joe Means Joe facing a tripod of Arizona blockers up front, having some trouble with that. Alberta sending some offense with no avail as West Coast Mafia re-enters the scoring arena.
What a fight at the top of the pack. Joe Means Joe able to make it out. No lead jammer in this jam, so we are going 40 more seconds.
As West Coast scores the first 4 in this jam. Joe Means Joe coming around for their scoring pass.
Untouched through the pack. West Coast Mafia with an easy 8 points on the jam so far.
West Coast with a little trouble that scoring pass, but does eventually make it through for another 4 points. Joe Means Joe with a hit to Ima. Joe Means Joe is through for 4 points. Both jammers looking a little exhausted at the end of that one, and I do not blame them. Arizona scores 16 on that, and Nuclear Free scores 4.
4 very hard fought points by Joe Means Joe out there. Under 8 minutes left to go. Your score right now, Arizona 116, Nuclear Free 32.
Up at the Night Owl Jam line. Starting Jam 14, we've got Gail Satan for Arizona and Red Streaks for Nuclear Free.
And that was the first score by Nuclear Free in 5 jams, so let's see if they can keep the trend going.
Right now it's a game of momentum, and Arizona has that, with Gail Satan taking lead in Jam 14. Red Streaks still working their way up front, taken out to the inside by Skatey Katie and drawn back to the back of the pack.
Bit of a pile up in corner 4, but Gail Satan makes it out with 4 points for Arizona as Cakes heads to the penalty box for the NF Bombs.
Alberta blockers working on Gail Satan up front, but Gail quickly makes work by bouncing left and right through that pack, earning themselves another 4 points. Red Streak still working in the back of the pack, getting knocked side to side around that track, left and right laterally.
Cherry Kiss with another knockout.
Covers in hand, looking, they're trying.
Arizona really good about focusing on the pivot when there's a star pass in progress.
And we do have that star pass. Sriracha takes that star from Red Streaks, but gets knocked to the outside by Mimi Mahler.
Gail Satan with some really quick resets. Every time the jammer for Arizona gets knocked out, back in so quickly.
So quickly. It's hard to take or get Gail Satan drawn back in the back of that pack because they just bounce around so quickly.
All right, so Nuclear Free poised for a steal there. Let's see if they picked up any points. All right, no points awarded there for Nuclear Free, but that is the second 24-point jam for Arizona All-Stars, opening up that gap.
That brings our score currently, Arizona Roller Derby, 140 to Nuclear Free 32. That's a well-deserved timeout for Nuclear Free. They're going to take this time to chat about it and see if they can regroup.
Well, if I were their coach, something I would be thinking about right now is the penalty tally, because Nuclear Free stacking them up, 17 total team penalties, and with 5 minutes left to go in the first half, that is a goodly number.
Yes,
they want to
especially
get that
one of your jammers that already has 4.
Yeah, I definitely want to get that under control. On the Arizona side, they've racked up 13 total team penalties, no one with more than 2.
So a well-even spread on the Arizona side.
And I want to thank one of our event sponsors, Element, maybe, an electrolyte drink mixed with everything you need and nothing that you don't. They have some little packets for us.
They've got so many different flavors. I enjoy them all. I had the raspberry salt yesterday.
Oh.
One to try. I'd also like to thank Changing Hands Bookstore. Changing Hands Bookstore operates as a community-focused independent hub in Arizona since 1974, so it's older than me, aiming to connect people through books, ideas, and events while fostering a welcoming, socially responsible space.
Okay, we've got about 5.5 minutes left to play in period 1. Lining up for jam number 15, Smash and Dash, taking on Soccer Blue.
Soccer Blue with a nice little toe stop hop on that inside line takes lead jammer. Meanwhile, blockers in the pack are bouncing around Smash and Dash, trying to keep them within the pack so that Soccer can score points. Smash and Dash does have the cover off, but I haven't seen yet an attempt at a star pass.
Forearm's going to send the Arizona pivot to the Lookout Publications penalty box.
Soccer Blues sent to the penalty box with a back block. So that means we've got another Brick Road Coffee Power Jam, this one in favor of Nuclear Free, as the Nuclear Free pivot does go to the penalty box.
Smash and Dash with a big opportunity here. Let's see what kind of offense happens. One defender left to beat at the top. Smash and Dash making it around. Eligible to score now. Oh, no, picking up points already for the team from Alberta.
Smash and Dash coming around for another scoring pass, trying to make it an even 8-8 jam at this point.
Pile up in corner 4.
Got another whistle. That's 1-1-3. Dank the Tank heading to the box for Alberta.
Bruising hits out there. I think that might have been a stop block.
Smash and Dash down in corner 4, gets back up, trying to re-engage that Arizona tripod in the rear. Soccer working their way up front, stymied by 2 Alberta blockers.
Wow. Fighting so hard for those 8 points, Angus. That was a real effort by Smash and Dash and NF Bombs.
I'm always impressed when a jammer, seeing the differential, still is fighting through no matter how tired or how exhausted they are. They just keep pushing for every single point they can get.
And I know the NF Bombs coming in a little short-staffed this weekend in general. It's a long trip from Alberta.
It does make a difference. I've played on teams where we've come in with 11 rather than 15, and it does make a difference throughout that weekend.
No pack is called. That's going to let Arizona's jammer free. Jaws breaker picking up lead for the All-Stars.
Joe Means Joe with a nice little pop to the chest on the inside, gets through. But that's as Jaws breaker comes around for a scoring pass. Let's see if Joe Means Joe was able to sneak in a couple points at the end there.
Nice defense from number 838 Twitch on the NF Bombs.
Ooh, that's a 4-3 scoring advantage in favor of Nuclear Free. So
yeah, nice points protection there. Somebody kept that point ahead
somebody
of the
kept
jammer.
that point. Not bad when you're not lead jammer.
2 minutes left to play in period 1. Arizona dominant in this game so far. We've got about a 3-to-1 ratio going right now. NF Bombs won a 2-to-1 ratio, so they got some work to do in the second period.
They're going to have a good talk at halftime, I'm guessing.
Out to jam, Hella Naughty for AZRD, taking on Red Streaks for the NF Bombs. Oh, and a lead jammer call going to Alberta in this one. Jam number 17 in the hands of Red Streaks.
Hella naughty with a look on their face like they want to catch Red Streaks before they even get a chance to score, and they are making up ground. Red Streak calls it off, but did Hella grab some points? Naughty did.
Sneaking them in. Red Streaks got knocked to the outside line, decided to call it, so allowed those points.
Payback for the sneaking in some points in the last jam.
Yeah, we're answering back.
About a minute left in this first half, coming up on Jam 18. Looks like we've got West Coast Mafia up on the line for Arizona. And Smash and Dash for Alberta Nuclear-Free Bombs. Both jammers working their way to the front of the pack. Oh, looks like West Coast Mafia sent to the box in that first little scuffle.
And number 7, Skatey Katie with a direction of gameplay, also in the penalty box for Arizona.
Oh, I'm a Blobaya with a nice little pop out to the outside in corner 2. Sends Smash and Dash back to the back of the pack.
An interesting lack of active offense from the NF Bombs.
Especially when you have the pack advantage.
Yeah.
They set up coming for West Coast Mafia to come back in. Smash and Dash does earn lead jammer.
With the type of defense we're seeing from Arizona, that is just going to wipe the jammers out.
That is going to wipe them out. And when you're short bench, that makes a huge difference in a game like this.
I'm noticing that Arizona always dedicating a player to offense.
This is correct, and a lot more teams are starting to do that. They're realizing those jammers, those blockers have gotten so good at staying together that those jammers need that little bit of offense. Just a tiny bit helps them out.
And that's going to bring us to halftime. 158 for your Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars, 44 for Nuclear-Free NF Bombs. We're going to tally some stats for you. Come back with about 2 or 3 minutes to the second period. And don't forget, we've got another semifinal match coming up tonight. It's going to be Angel City's Rocket Queens taking on Baja, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Cactus Cup 2026.
See you in a bit.
The right helmet is super important to me because I'm a big fan of my brain and I want to protect it.
I'm gonna plug in the new deep cover helmet because it's amazing. That's the one helmet that I feel like I can adjust like perfectly and then I don't have to worry about it.
Your head, your noggin, it's your life. When I play, if I am thinking about the game and not thinking about what I'm wearing, I am on fire.
Our heads are so important, so I think it's really important to have a helmet that fits you. It just feels like nothing's on my head. I feel protected. It's definitely a great helmet. It feels like it was made for me.
This fits my head. I feel really safe in this. I can adjust it on the fly. It also comes in a lot of cool colors.
It feels very snug. I don't know, it's not like a tight helmet, it's like it really like a hug that just has so many fitting arrangements, like it changes everything.
It landed where it needed to land. It protected me at the back of my skull. I just never felt more safe than I did with the deep cover.
The smaller shell size means that my head is not 12 times bigger than it should be. It feels snug, it feels safe. When I tried it on, I was like, this is the greatest helmet of all time. I'm never taking it off.
I think Triple Eight is doing an awesome job listening to the skaters.
They're listening to the athletes and they're listening to the things that make us feel safe.
Hello, everyone.
Hi folks, Tui Lion here, and I'm here to ask you if your helmet is cooked. Whether you're on the derby track or at the skate park, your helmet has one job, to protect you. So let's check out your helmet together and find out if it's still doing its job. Look for the following signs to determine if the EPS foam in your helmet has deteriorated. 1. Physical cracks or deformations. 2. Soft spots. 3. Discoloration. 4. Separation from the shell. 5. Age. Helmets should be replaced every 3 years depending upon usage, even if they appear to be in good condition. 6. Unusual odors. Let's move on to the outer shell and consider your previous impacts. If the helmet has been involved in a significant impact, the EPS foam could be compromised even if no visible damage is apparent. If the strap adjusters, clip, or straps are compromised, your helmet placement might be compromised if you take a fall. Last but not least, if your helmet doesn't fit you properly, it's not going to do its job when you need it most. Your helmet should sit about 1 finger width above your eyebrows and stay put when you're moving around or shaking your head. Visit 888.com to find out about our cutting-edge helmet technology and designs. The most certifications, the latest technology, the best fit. We've got you covered.
They call it a sport, but we know better. It's a symphony of dedication, grit, and heart. Tuned to one another in a composition of chaos on a stage built for progress. Athlete-driven innovation from the first whistle to the final score. Every hit, every fall, every win, every loss, every team, every season, every body. We've got you covered.
Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. Got Colonel Angus here in Scar Track. Before we get started into the second half, I'd like to thank all our amazing officials and non-skating officials. We've got Trogdor the Jaminator, Mala Suerte, Talia Up, Flip, Notorious, Momster Mash, Umpire Strikes Back, Needle Fever, Aaron Burr, Bacon the Question, Spike, Newbie McHusband, one of my personal favorites, PH Demon, Fighting Girlfriend, Space Racer, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boom, and Jams Joyce. Thank you.
Thank you very much to the officials making this weekend possible. Got some stats for you from the first half. That was a fast and physical first half. AZRD picked up 14 out of the 18 lead jammer calls, so pretty dominant there. Nuclear Free, highest scoring jammer in period one was Joe Means Joe with 28 points, and the highest scoring jammer for AZRD is Gail Satan with 52 out of Arizona's 158 points.
Those are some pretty good percentages compared to their total score right now.
Yeah.
Looks like also Arizona has had an 8 jam lead streak, but Nuclear Free got the last 2 jams of that first half. Let's see what they could do starting the second half.
Yeah.
They're going to need to dig in really deep to bring that score back to that 2-to-1 ratio they're looking for, or better.
Yeah, we're pretty even on the penalty tally. Arizona with 21 team penalties, 1 player with 4, 3 players with 3. Over on the Nuclear Free side, 20 team penalties racked up, 1 player with 4, 1 player with 3, and several with 2. So pretty evenly spread out. No one in too much trouble at the moment.
In my experience, though, these penalties will start racking up a little bit more the second half as skaters' endurance starts to dwindle. 10 seconds before we start our second half. I can already tell you I can see West Coast Mafia on that line for Arizona.
Okay, underway with period number 2 of game number 11. Day 2 at Cactus Cup 2026. We've had so many good games this weekend so far.
So many good games. I know typically in any given tournament there's a blowout or 2. I have not really seen that at all this weekend, which is an amazing, amazing time. As we say that, West Coast Mafia is out for our first lead jam of the second half.
I have to call out Sherman. Last line of defense, holding back Nuclear Freeze jammer. Almost got that lead jammer call, but Sherman was there to stop the progress.
Sherman.
Sherman. Next time, maybe.
Joe Means Joe popped to the outside with the Arizona blockers and drawn way back into corner between corners 1 and 2. West Coast trying to nice little skirt to the outside there.
Joe Means Joe with the back block, headed to the penalty box. A power jam now for West Coast Mafia.
Scar Trek, not how you want to start your second half.
Not at all. Gonna ice that jammer in the penalty box for a Brick Road Coffee power jam as we line up for jam number 2 in the second period.
I just want to acknowledge Colin Ambulance saying thank you to our refs and officials in the chat. I love that name, by the way. It's my given name if somebody doesn't know. And it's spelled correctly as well.
Nice.
Coming up on Jam 2 in the second half. Gail Satan versus Joe Means Joe. Because Joe Means Joe is still iced in that box. But Gail Satan through with a little toe stop hop on that outside line. Earns lead jammer for jam number 2.
Interesting formation here from Nuclear Free on the defense. They've got 1 blocker up top, 2 in the back of the pack, trying to contain Gail Satan.
Trying to waterfall, but that waterfall coming a little too late and spreading that pack out a little more than I think they meant to.
The 10 feet of that bridge looking a little bit more like 12 feet.
And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes those officials let them play, which is, it's nice to see.
From a former official, I like to hear that.
7-1-3, Rennie takes Gail Satan out to the inside with a nice little spinning chest move.
Gail Satan through for 4 points. That's 8 on the jam so far for the All-Stars.
Goldie Knox headed in the block for Arizona.
That was a multiplayer sending Goldie blocks to the penalty box.
Nice little bit of offense by Arizona. Gets Gale through that for that last 4 points, bringing their total to 12. Nuclear Free to 0 on that jam. But we do have an almost empty penalty box. Only one Arizona blocker starting this jam in the next jam in the box.
And a thank you to Lookout Publications. In roller derby, nobody gets away with a derby hit. In journalism, nobody should either. Lookout is Arizona's LGBTQ plus newsroom, fearless, independent, and proud sponsors of the Cactus Cup. Find them at lookoutnews.org.
I believe we even have a couple of their papers up front that I've taken a look at. Actually, pretty good journalism right there. Oh, we have Nuclear Free's first lead jam of the game. For the second half, Mac Daddy is out with Soccer Blue. Oh no. Delayed penalty call on Mac Daddy sends them to the box for what I believe is a cut. That would be their 5th penalty already.
Yeah, in some trouble, but also doing good work out there for the NF Bombs.
Soccer Blue at full speed comes around that outside, scoring as your lead jammer.
Nice ducking under the defense. Oh, what a nice offensive clear on the inside line, making that pass easy. Oh, tried to ice the jammer, but didn't get it called off quite in time, Angus.
Not quite. It's a nice try, but remember, time goes till the end of that 4th whistle. First set of 4 whistles for scoring and timing.
So the NF Bombs scoreless so far in the second period. Arizona 3 out of 3 lead jammer calls.
Coming up on jam number 4, Jaws Breaker for Arizona up on the Night Owl jam line, and Red Streaks for Nuclear Free. But Jaws Breaker out first, breaking out of that pack for lead jammer. Red Streaks kind of stuck to that back. Mimi Mahler working 1-on-1 against Red Streaks. Now a little 2-on-1 in the back.
NF Bomb defense forming up around Jaws Breaker. Successful run back. And a star pass for the NF Bombs. Number 22 has taken the star. That's Sriracha.
That's a very nice spot. That's the best, one of the best spots you want to be in to take that star pass is on the inside and up front.
Okay, shout out to the defensive line from Alberta on that last jam, holding Arizona to just 3 points. I'm going to celebrate that win.
That's every win you can take.
Absolutely. 24 and a half minutes left to go in this game. Arizona 193, Nuclear Free Roller Derby at 44.
And it looks like we have full packs starting jam 5. On that jam line, that 9-0 jam line, we've got West Coast Mafia, Smash and Dash.
A knockout by the pivot on the NF Bombs.
Smash and Dash working their way up front against 3 Arizona blockers, trying to split them apart. Almost has it. Smash and Dash out for lead jam for Nuclear Free.
And that is the first of the period for them.
First for the period for them as Arizona makes a star pass to Sherman.
No pack is called. And a failure to return penalty going to a pack player for the NF Bombs. A lot of no pack calls where people are continuing to engage in this game is something I've noticed in the first period as well.
And as there should be. I mean, in order for derby to happen, there needs to be an established pack.
Yeah, if you're playing defense, you better be in a pack.
It all comes down to awareness, knowing where you're at on that track and in relative position to the opposing blockers.
So 1 point pickup for Nuclear on that last jam, lined up for jam number 6. Gail Satan taking on Joe Meets Joe. Long run back on Gail Satan. No pack once again.
Gail pops back in and through the middle and corners 1 and 2 and takes lead jammer for this jam.
Killer Ella, the last line of defense for the NF Bombs. And a quick hop over the defense. Gail Satan with 4 more points going up for the All-Stars.
Joe Means Joe still trying to work their way out of this pack on their initial pass. Finally gets by the final Arizona blocker, Cherry Kiss.
Okay, nice defense from the NF Bombs. knocking Arizona's jammer down to the inside line. Everybody's okay. 4 more points go up for, no, that's 3 more points for Arizona. 7 total on the jam, bringing them up to 200 points, playing nuclear free at 45.
So it looks like this score is starting to get away from nuclear free. I'm praying those blockers will lock it down.
27 points racked up by nuclear free roller derby. That is a lot.
That is.
And a quick lead jammer call. Soccer Blue in control of this jam for Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars.
Mac Daddy's still working their way up front. Soccer Blue with a little toe stop tiptoe on that inside line and a nice little spin to beat the nuclear free pivot.
Toast and jam.
That is, ooh.
With the last line of defense there. And Mac Daddy makes it out of the pack, eligible to score now. As Soccer Blue, 1 to beat at the top of the pack, makes it around, gonna call off the jam. 8 points for the All-Stars from Arizona. Your home team on top in this game since jam number 1.
Looks like we got a couple shout outs in the chat. Hard Candy 20 says, go Joe and go Mac Daddy. Got an Alberta fan or 2 in the chat. I love to see it.
So 6 out of 7 lead jammer calls in period 2 going to Arizona. They lost 1 to a jammer penalty. About 20 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in this game. Shirt whip. That's a multiplayer, yep. So that shirt whip was challenged by an opponent. We're seeing more and more of that in the game.
Officials are starting to recognize it more and more, and a lot of jammers don't think they can get that penalty, and then they do.
They do. We're learning. Arizona's pivot asking for a track cut, not getting it. Oh, no, they are getting it. Okay, so red streaks off to the penalty box for a power jam reversal. Helinati
released from that Lookout Publications penalty box back in, and I believe on their initial pass as well yet.
Arizona playing offense from the front. Nuclear free roller derby, really good recycling to the top of the pack, but wow.
Nice little tightrope walking there on that inside line between corners 1 and 2 from Helinati.
Great toe stop work.
Nuclear free jammer, red streaks back in. Oh, Helinati goes back to the box, this time for a cut for their troubles.
Good job by the NF Bombs pulling that cut.
Oh, looks like red streaks might be heading to the box as well for a second turn.
How many jammer
We've got
penalties?
a second jammer swap.
Can you rack up in one jam?
I haven't seen that yet this weekend, to my knowledge.
We got 30 seconds left. Maybe we can get a couple more, Angus.
Think so?
Such a physical jam. Wow. Doing battle out there. Helinati 1 to beat at the top of the pack. That's the pivot, number 22 for NF Bombs. Sriracha, the last line of defense.
Mimi Mahler taking red streaks to the inside, working one-on-one in the back.
Also number 22, handling things at the back of the pack for Arizona. Okay, the jam time's out. That was a full 2 minutes. Helinati asking for 4 points, only getting 2 on that last pass for Arizona. So it's a 6-0 pickup and an official review.
As Scar Trek heads to check out what they're going to be chatting about, let's take a look at some of our sponsors here. Derby Girl Designs, one of our sponsors for the weekend. Derby Girl Designs began the same way most great skate stories do, on skates. A lifelong roller skater who's always believed that skate is more than a sport. It's a community, identity, freedom, and a place where people of all ages and backgrounds can feel at home. Visit derbygirldesigns.com and save 15% with coupon code Cactus Cup, all one word. Also, while we're waiting, I'd like to acknowledge Brick Road Coffee. Brick Road Coffee, built to be a welcoming space for everyone where they can show up exactly as they are and feel like they belong. From drag brunches and community meetups to chill co-working and comfy creative space. Brick Road is a home for connection, kindness, and community, serving great coffee while building community brick by brick. As Scar Trek returns to tell us what we've got for our official review.
That is Nuclear Free Roller Derby's coach requesting an upgrade to the back block called in the last jam.
So are they looking for the ejection?
They want it, yeah, they want that expulsion, that upgraded penalty for an Arizona player, saying that the jammer was out of control.
We did have one of those earlier today. Let's see. I don't know. We'll see if we get another one. They are discussing it at this time. I do have to say, as an official, the longer they discuss it, the more it tends to go in that coach's favor. Looks like they've come to the decision. Our head ref Spike is letting both team captains and alternates know what their decision is. We will find out shortly if that turns to a plus sign and they retain, or they do not.
So the Alberta coach feeling like Arizona's level of play is crossing from legal to, or from illegal to egregious.
That is a very fine line and not a decision officials take lightly.
It's a hard-hitting game out there from both sides. 18 and a half minutes left to go. Just to remind you, the prediction on this game was 2-1, the ratio, with Arizona predicted to win.
Scar, I'm not seeing a plus sign on that board, so it's looking as if Nuclear Free did not retain their review on that one, so Helenati will stay in this game. Got a little jam line or dancing.
Dance about it, you know?
I mean, I dance too on the Night Owl jam line. It's good food.
So West Coast Mafia taking on Smash and Dash in jam number 9.
West Coast Mafia sent to the penalty box for a back block in that first 30 feet, leaving Nuclear Free Smash and Dash open for lead jammer, still trying to work their way out for that designation.
A moment of thoughts and prayers before they rushed up for some offense.
Offense trying to make their work, or make it easier work for Smash and Dash, but those Arizona blockers are just recycling so fast.
Arizona losing their pivot to the Lookout Publications penalty box as Smash and Dash picking up lead jammer status for Nuclear Free.
As West Coast Mafia exits that penalty box, coming around, untouched on that outside. But Nuclear Free does have lead jam status, and Smash and Dash calls that off after earning 4 points.
That was the second lead jammer call for Nuclear Free in the second period. Able to put 4 points up. Both pivots seated in the Lookout Publications penalty box.
Not very fun when you're coming up as a jammer, and you might need them shortly.
You don't like to see that. They'll be out soon enough, though. 17 minutes left to go in game number 11. 214-49, Arizona on top.
Gail Satan up on the Night Owl jam line for Arizona, and Joe Means Joe on the line for Nuclear Free. Both trying to work their way through, but Joe Means Joe is up front working on the last line of defense and earns lead jammer. So Joe Means Joe out for Nuclear Free's second lead jam in a row.
Nuclear Free with 3 defenders in the penalty box right now.
Opts
really
to play
short
defense, I see.
Really short-staffed on defense, and that is an easy pass for Gail Satan. Probably want to get some of those folks out of the penalty box before they call this off.
This is very true. It's a very smart strategy to play, especially when you need those numbers on the track.
Great offense out of number 7 on Arizona. That's Skatey Katie, just perfectly timed. I'm so impressed by Arizona in the pack. Their pack work is really, really smart. The timing, the execution of the hits, the offense is really working for them in this game.
You can definitely tell they've been working closely together, especially on offense. Their offense is they set it up very quickly, and they coordinate it to the point where that jammer is out in an instant.
And I think everybody who's played roller derby knows how difficult the timing of an offensive clear can be. But Arizona's handling things very well.
As we come up on Jam 11, Soccer Blue is on the line for Arizona. Nuclear Free is Mac Daddy taking that star for Nuclear Free. I hear a whistle. Looks like we've got a forearm called on Soccer Blue, so that means we've got a Brick Road Coffee Power Jam in favor of Nuclear Free.
Lead still open.
Mac Daddy hit to the inside by Sherman. Looking up at the official, asking for a call, does not get one. Nuclear Free opting for a little bit of passive offense before they come up and do some damage. Nuclear Free's pivot just went to the box. That was 911 Killer Ella.
I have to say, I think that the passive offense on some of these jams has really hurt Nuclear Free. Arizona's defense is so tough. Those jammers need help out there.
That's a tough thing to learn, is there's a time for passive offense and then there's a time for active offense.
Exactly. Or splitting up your duties amongst the blockers, you know, put some people on defense, put some people on offense on a power jam.
Soccer Blue coming through on a scoring pass. Mac Daddy still working their way through. We've got Killer Ella from Nuclear Free. Just got out of the box, came back in. Nice little hit, but it was a direction, so Nuclear Free's pivot, Killer Ella, being sent back to the penalty box.
And that took almost a minute and 40 seconds, I think, for Mac Daddy to get lead in that last jam.
That's
Ooh.
a long time to work.
That is a fight.
It may not seem like a long time to those who have not been on the track, but
it's no joke out there.
it is no joke. Anything over a minute and a half takes the toll.
You're feeling it. You're sitting down, grabbing that water bottle. So 13 minutes, 43 seconds left to go in game number 11. Arizona sitting pretty with 234 points, 12 points picked up on that last jam. Nuclear Free Roller Derby from Alberta, 51 points. And of course, Nuclear Free won their game yesterday over SoCal 167 to 133. So this is no slouch of a team. They are a very strong team representing several different areas of Western Canada.
Say, if you could take on SoCal and take the win out of that,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So maybe not exactly the result they were looking for today on the rankings spread, on the point spread that's going to impact them for playoff season this year with the WFTDA, but
Oh, we just had a moth fly through.
we had a visitor.
Go for the light. Look for the light.
But Nuclear Free really, they are playing well. I mean, from my perspective anyway, it's really just some of that passive offense could really be a game changer for them if they can get more active and figure out how to clear space for their jammer around this tough Arizona defense. They could make up some of this gap.
And you have to wonder if some of that passive offense is a result of them being short benched.
It could be, yeah. No pack. And the blocking continues.
It does continue. No calls on either team for splitting that pack or engaging during the pack, but looks like we've got Jaws Breaker is out for lead jammer. Red Streak still stuck in that pack. Red Streaks with a nice little hop on the inside, but does step out of bounds and gets a cut. Red Streaks to the box for that cut. Signaled by Newbie McHusband.
4 points picked up by Jaws Breaker. Now a power jam for Arizona. Isolating a Nuclear Free player at the back of the pack.
Trying to control where that pack is on the track is a smart move. That is a great way to play some offense without actually playing offense.
Absolutely. Caw-caw!
As the crowd and the bench keep yelling, I don't know if you could hear that, but it was
I think everybody
loud.
could hear that. I didn't want to say it until the jammer, in fact, called the jam off, but that was Arizona's bench trying to get that Alberta jammer iced in the Lookout Publications penalty box as we line up for jam number 13. We've got a power start.
Thankfully, though, it looks like Nuclear Free's jammer is standing, so that means they do have less than 10 seconds left before they come back onto this track.
Super active offense, even with the quick return. of the jammer by the Arizona squad. So nice to see them active, helping their jammer through, getting lead jammer status. Ooh, and a pretty jump, pretty jump.
West Coast Mafia with a nice little hesitation to a jump move on that inside apex. West Coast Mafia opts to go outside in the second round for another scoring pass.
8 points already on the power start for Arizona, coming around for trip number 3.
Red Streaks is back on the track from the penalty box, working their way through. But everybody seems to be stuck towards that back of that pack.
West Coast Mafia really adept at that side surf move, find and pass through the pack around the defenders for Nuclear Free. 4 more points, 12 total on the jam so far for the Arizona All-Stars.
As West Coast comes through for another scoring pass. Tiptoeing along that inside line, chooses to call it off.
All right, 3 more points, so a 15-0 jam in favor of Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. And let me give you a penalty update quickly because they are stacking. Arizona with 30 total team penalties. Nuclear Free with 36 total team penalties. And we've got 10 minutes left to play, Angus, so that is a lot of penalties.
That is a lot of penalties, even for these even high-level teams.
Yeah, it's definitely impacting the game for them.
Nuclear Free jammer smash and dash out for lead jam with Gail Satan hot on their heels.
So fast, speeding around the pack, speeding around the track. Pack is stopped in corner 1. Both jammers hitting defense at the same time. Long run back by Arizona's defenders.
Smash and dash and the Nuclear Free choosing to keep this jam going, knowing that Gail Satan is one of the top scorers for Arizona. I find that an interesting strategy.
Nice takeout by Skatey Katie in the pack. When Nuclear Free blockers get the Arizona jammer out of bounds, there's always an Arizona blocker there to knock the defender out of bounds so that their jammer can come in quickly.
There's some really good pack awareness or blocker awareness and who's hitting who and where.
Yeah, Arizona's pack play is super impressive in this game. 261 to 54, 9.5 minutes left to go. And we've got one more game coming at you tonight, so stick around. Semifinals.
It's going to be a good one, folks. Soccer Blue with a little 1-foot slide on the outside takes lead jam in jam number 15. Joe Means Joe is your jammer of record for Nuclear Free, but looks like
Alberta's Pivot taking a seat for a track cut as Soccer Blue completes a scoring trip, coming around for scoring trip number 2.
Ooh, I'm a blow by takes Joe Means Joe to the outside, but uses a forearm and gets the penalty for it. Joe Means Joe working that middle of the track, which is a good spot to be when you're 2-on-1 at that point.
Nice job spinning around the inside line. Soccer Blue with some style, adding 4 more points for Arizona.
Soccer Blue, side note, is one of my teammates for Arizona Skate Club with USARS. So I'm very familiar with how they skate and not a jammer I would want to go against.
So the Star Stash gets the star out of the pack for Nuclear Free. Joe Means Joe eligible to score now.
Joe Means Joe coming up, hoping to sneak a couple points. Did Joe Means Joe take a couple points out of that? Does not look like they did.
3 more points for Arizona. 11 points the pickup, holding Nuclear Free scoreless on that jam. Under 8 minutes left to go. And Arizona dominant in this game so far. Oh my God. Everybody come.
There are treats behind us.
They're coming by with the most beautiful tiki drinks you've ever seen. Whatever.
Jealous.
Nobody over here is jelly.
As we start Jam 16, Helenati on the line for Arizona, Mac Daddy for Nuclear Free. Mac Daddy's sent to the penalty box as Helenati comes out of there, lead jammer.
Brick Road Coffee Power Jam underway for the Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. Helenati in control.
Helenati comes in, makes contact to the back of some Alberta blockers, but it looks like they moved into it, so.
It's like deja vu, but once again, the offense on these power jams is incredible by Arizona.
You see them chatting out there. You see them talking and coordinating.
Putting on a clinic. Nice clear on the inside line. Helenati able to take advantage of that as Mac Daddy coming out of the penalty box, engaging with the back wall of Arizona. Knocked out of bounds by number 22 with the takeout.
Mimi Muller doing some amazing one work to bring those jammers out of bounds and back. Helenati knocks to the outside, but quickly back in before an Alberta blocker can take them back and recycle them. Mac Daddy's back up and trying to work against that tripod in the back. Takes that cover off, and we have a star pass to, Bad Kitty, but Bad Kitty knocks to the outside by Mimi Mahler. Mimi Mahler doing some excellent one-on-one work against those jammers and pivots.
Indeed, lots of action in that last jam by Mimi Mahler. Big difference maker for the Arizona All-Stars. 12 points the pickup, holding Nuclear Free scoreless. Your score right now, Arizona Roller Derby 284, Nuclear Free Roller Derby 54. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go.
Looks like the Alberta coach is out in the middle, looking for a timeout and gets it. That is Nuclear Free's only second used timeout of the game. They do have one left.
Thank you to Thread, Sweat, and Tears, more than jersey, more than merch, built for community. This is Thread, Sweat, and Tears, where culture, performance, and community are stitched together. Thank you for sponsoring Cactus Cup 2026.
Another one of our sponsors is RollerCon. If you love roller skating, you know that magic happens when Roller Derby Park, and roller skaters of all disciplines get together. Join us at RollerCon 2026, July 9th through 13th at the Expo Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Enter to win a RollerCon MVP pass at the Cactus Cup online raffle.
Yeah, that raffle is going to close tomorrow when the tournament closes up, so make sure you get your raffle ticket purchased before that. And we've got 2 players now. I just want to call out the penalty board. Mac Daddy sitting with 6 penalties for Nuclear Free, and number 24, that is
Ima Blobaya.
Yeah, also with 6 penalties for Arizona.
Those 6 penalties for Ima snuck up really quick.
Yeah.
All right, here we are coming up to Jam 17. Gail Satan on the line for Arizona. Nuclear Free has got red streaks jamming for them this round.
Nuclear Free has gotten a lot more lead jammer calls in period 2 than they got in period 1. I think we're up to 5 total for them. But right now it's Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. Gail Satan picking up lead jammer status.
Gail Satan comes around so fast on those scoring passes, it's almost as if they don't recognize it and don't set up in time. But Gail Satan comes through on the outside with a nice little spin move, calls it off and gets 4 points.
Taken out mid-call-off.
That happens a lot.
It's a vulnerable moment.
It is a very vulnerable moment.
Yeah, so 4-0 on that last jam. Under 5 minutes left to go. Arizona 288, Nuclear Free 54. It's been a very physical game. Total penalties right now. Arizona 32, Nuclear Free 39.
Up on the line, Soccer Blue for Arizona. Nuclear Free, smash and dash, jamming for them. Soccer Blue pushes their way on the through on the inside for lead jammer. Smash and dash still working on the front 2, now front 3 of Arizona. Soccer just taken out by 838 Twitch, their captain, with a nice little hit to the outside. Soccer Blue shaking off hit after hit, just spinning off of blockers, through for 4 points. And we have a star pass. Star pass for Nuclear Free to Toast and Jam.
Looking like some fresh legs out there with some energy, trying to get out of the pack. Toast and Jam makes it out, eligible to score for Nuclear Free now. Going to put some pressure on. And a track cut, sending Soccer Blue to the Lookout Publication penalty box. That's a lost lead for Arizona. We've got about a minute left to go in this jam. Toast and Jam, your pivot turn jammer for Alberta, fighting with the front wall.
Now Alberta choosing to play some offense as Toast and Jam just baits those blockers to the outside.
But you know, a team like Arizona that plays such effective offense is practicing it, and so they know how to counter it as well.
They do know how to counter it, yes.
Yes. So doing a great job avoiding the offense, keeping control of Toast and Jam on this power jam, killing it dead. Look at that. Soccer Blue.
A successful penalty kill by Arizona, with Soccer Blue coming back in at full speed. Soccer Blue finishing their second scoring pass for a total 8 so far, as Toast and Jam breaks through for big 4 points.
And that is the first score for Nuclear Free in 4 jams. 300 points for Arizona Roller Derby. Nuclear Free at 58. That was a 12-4 pickup. 2 minutes left to go.
Coming up in Jam 19, the score of 300 to 58.
I see Joe Means Joe with the star for Nuclear Free, taking on Jaws Breaker for Arizona.
Joe Means Joe is out for lead jammer for Alberta Nuclear Free. Jaws Breaker not too far behind though, working on working on scoring passes.
Yeah, only 2 defenders out there for Arizona. Gonna have to let Joe Means Joe go. Go, go, go.
So it looks like Nuclear Free is choosing to run this. Not a bad decision when you've got only a minute and a half left in this game and you're down by a good bit.
Yeah, when you got lead jammer, you got to capitalize on it. So hoping that that defense can contain Arizona's jammer. But Jaws Breaker out for 4 more points for Arizona. So Joe Means Joe hits the back of the pack, decides to call that off. Even Steven on the jam.
Sometimes even is all you can do, and even works just fine.
So 8-8 on jam number 19. Arizona at 3:08. Nuclear 66. Under a minute left to go.
I'm not going to curse this, but this more than likely is the last jam of the game.
And 1 in the box for Nuclear Free, so a little pack advantage to Arizona.
Helenati out there for Arizona, and Nuclear Free brings Red Streaks back to the line. Helenati out for lead jammer for Arizona. Red Streaks still in that pack, working their way through, with Arizona having a 4-3 pack advantage.
Wow. Big hits in the pack. No back is called, and that is going to let Helenati through. 4 points. Arizona Roller Derby.
That period clock has expired.
Wow, big win for the Arizona All-Stars. Making a statement about their bid to playoffs this year. That's actually going to be a big win for them in the rankings.
That will be a big win for them in the rankings. We'll see if there's any movement based off of even just this game.
And Nuclear Free with a very respectable showing here today. Played some great roller derby. We're going to quickly turn off the mics and pick our MVPs. If you have any last minute votes, put them into the chat. We'll be back in just a minute.
right, ladies and gentlemen, as our skaters take their victory laps, please come out and shake their hands. I'm going to start announcing our MVPs for Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. Our most valuable blocker for Arizona is I'ma Blow By Ya. I'm going to announce that again here in just a second.
It got loud.
It did get loud. As we wait for the murmur of the crowd to subside. Here we go again. Announcing MVPs for Arizona Roller Derby All-Stars. Our MB blocker, I'ma Blow By Ya. Our MVP jammer for Arizona, Gail Satan. And our overall MVP for Arizona, Jaws Breaker.
Congratulations to Arizona. I'm going to announce the nuclear-free most valuable players. Your jammer, number 4242, Smash and Dash. Your sniper in the pack, Killer Ella, MVP blocker. And your overall most valuable player. Oh, did I do the, oh yeah. Most valuable, number 113, Dank the Tank.
Congratulations to all our MVPs. Well deserved.
Okay, stay tuned because we've got another semifinal matchup coming at ya. Angel City Rocket Queens taking on Baja.
I'm Colonel Angus.
And I'm Scar Trek.
And we'll see you later.
The right helmet is super important to me because I'm a big fan of my brain and I want to protect it.
I'm gonna plug in the new deep cover helmet because it's amazing. That's the one helmet that I feel like I can adjust like perfectly and then I don't have to worry about it.
Your head, your noggin, it's your life. When I play, if I am thinking about the game and not thinking about what I'm wearing, I am on fire.
Our heads are so important, so I think it's really important to have a helmet that fits you. It just feels like nothing's on my head. I feel protected. It's definitely a great helmet. It feels like it was made for me.
This sits my head. I feel really safe in this. I can adjust it on the fly. It also comes in a lot of cool colors.
It feels very snug. I don't know, it's not like a tight helmet, it's like really like a hug that just has so many fitting arrangements, like it changes everything.
It landed where it needed to land. It protected me at the back of my skull. I just never felt more safe than I did with the deep cover.
The smaller shell size means that my head is not 12 times bigger than it should be. It feels snug, it feels safe. When I tried it on, I was like, this is the greatest helmet of all time. I'm never taking it off.
I think Triple Eight is doing an awesome job listening to the skaters.
They're listening to the athletes and they're listening to the things that make us feel safe.